All right, welcome everyone. I am so excited to introduce you to one of our most recent graduates from our certified career coaching program. A big welcome and introduction to Tracey. Welcome, Tracey, to our podcast today.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here, Anna. Thanks for inviting me.
Yay! Yes, you have been working so hard. So I'm excited to introduce you to our Classy Career Girl community so they can hear about your journey to become a career coach and be inspired by all the people that you're supporting and helping now. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start out by sharing like who you are, what your background is, and kind of what you've learned about yourself at the start of this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Tracey Coates. I have been a practicing family law attorney for 20 years. And about 5 years ago or so, I started on coaching for myself personally. And then I really got into it and started to do general life coaching for other individuals. And that's about when I found you maybe a year ago or so, or actually probably longer than that, but I didn't sign up to start thinking about what kind of coaching I wanted to do until most recently. So that's when I found you. I signed up for the career certification and just finished that up recently, and it was fantastic. So I have now solidified the type of coach. I still am a practicing lawyer, but I find it so beneficial for peers and of mine to also take part in coaching. And so I am helping professional working moms similar to myself who feel like they're either stuck or bored in their current careers and want to up level or do something else or just start an entrepreneurial journey.
I love that. Like you're helping people do what you've done successfully yourself too. So that's exciting. So tell us about like your background, and what made you think that you wanted to get into career coaching?
As I said, I was a lawyer. I am a lawyer and been doing it for a long time. But about a year and a half ago, or even longer than that, I started to feel that I was sort of stuck in my career and it wasn't exciting to me anymore. And I've been doing it so long and I really wanted to do some other things in my life. And so that's when I got into coaching. But then about a year and a half ago, I decided to take the very scary roller coaster ride of entrepreneurship and I opened up my own firm. And that has really been illuminating in so many different ways because not only am I now a business owner and running my own business, but it also allowed me to open up and to do some other practice areas that I really enjoy. So I do family law, but I also now do estate planning. But I also it allows me to do more of the coaching, which I really love. And so one of the pieces that I found for myself in terms of the transformation and even still ongoing is switching to do something that I really was passionate about and wanted to do, but also finding the financial foundation too to make sure I could support that new journey. And so that's what I do for the women that I coach, making sure either that when they want to up level their career or start an entrepreneurial journey, they're able to mirror or marriage both of those together.
I love that. And what were some of like the challenges that you faced in the beginning when you wanted to, become an entrepreneur, launch this career coaching businesses? Like what were some of those challenges?
I think part of it is number one, not really knowing what the next step would be. Like I had these big ideas, but not knowing how to implement them, not knowing all the tools and resources that I need to know that was even just a basic foundation of what that looks like. I think so many times as entrepreneurs and as visionaries, we have all the ideas, but it's like, wait a second, now how do I figure out how to move that forward? And so that was one of the great things I loved about your certification course is because it was teaching about coaching, of course, and career coaching, but it really had the realistic, practical, how to step by step roadmap that I was looking for, particularly because I was so busy doing all the other things that I didn't have time to then reinvent the wheel. And why should I? You were already doing it really well. So you really help us with the practical aspects of our coaching, which has been really transformative for me.
Awesome. And how did you find Classy Career Girl?
I think that's why I was trying to figure out the first time I found you, and I don't recall exactly when, but I feel like it was years ago when your membership first came out, and I was looking into the membership, and I believe I was a member for a while, and that was wonderful. And then I think you launched your program, and then I decided, oh no, this is definitely what I need, and so last fall I decided to sign up.
Awesome. And what did you think when you signed up? Like what did you think when you first got inside?
I think no. I mean, at first I thought, okay, because I've taken other courses, I've taken other certifications, and it was really important to me to stay focused and to make sure that I finish it. And so at first I was a little apprehensive. Okay, Tracy, don't do the same thing you've done in other courses. You need to complete it, you need to go through it. But then when I got in, I think, and you and I have talked about this, I just sort of sped right through because it
Yeah.
was so good. And I was just going through the content and going through the content. And I loved it. It was short, bite sized videos and tutorials and information that we could use and speak to and fit right into the things that we were doing in my business.
Awesome. I love that. And because you said you have other certifications too, like was there some differences or, what kind of made this one different than the other ones that you did?
I think I am certified as a life coach through the Life Coach School, as well as some other programs that I'm finishing up now. But I think generally they are fantastic programs. I learned a lot, but I think one of the things that I really loved about your course was the fact that it was a roadmap that I could use, and I think it was very practical. I felt like there was a lot of learning and learning by doing instead of, and it wasn't just I don't know the right way to say it because it wasn't just about busy work, if you will. It really was about, okay, here are the tools, here are the skills. Let's just go out and implement them. And the great thing about the certification is, of course, you have the Crossy career membership as well. And so it was really great to have an audience of women who were also looking for coaching and to coach them and to get familiar with their struggles and the things that they were trying to do. I really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you made such fast progress. Like I remember you were talking about like I hadn't heard from you in a while and I was like, what's she been doing? And she's like, "Oh, I finished, I finished all the modules." I'm like, I realize I don't need to worry about Tracy. Like she's gonna be I don't need to check in on her, So those are my favorite clients though too. Is like you're taking action and you're going to attract those great clients to yourself too, as well, because you're like focused and, moving forward as well. So I am excited for you to find those favorite clients like I found in you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I loved it. It was really, really good. Exactly. And you were also thinking about like, in terms of graduation, I'm like, well, no, I'm not ready to finish them all, but I'm not ready to graduate. I still have some learning to do. So it's been great that you didn't kick me out.
No, there's always learning to do. I mean, that's as far as being a coach, that's our job is to continue learning, because that's what people are paying for our knowledge and our support for them. So that is our duty as coaches, I feel like, to continue learning too. So in certification, that's, we unlock more stuff for you when you graduate. We want you to have
Great.
support as you advance your skills as well and continue in our alumni support network as well too. So yeah, we don't kick you out. Everyone's always worried about graduating. I'm like, this isn't the end. This is the beginning now because now you join our community of coaches, and all the other alumni as well that you didn't even know, that you got to meet, you met one today that you didn't even know as well too. So that's exciting.
Exactly.
So what are some of the results that you've had, as you kind of gone through the program? What were some of those steps that you made?
So I think some of the results, I mean, part of the coaching, as you just indicated, is a lot of learning and just trial by error. But one of the things that I think that I really appreciated is the organization as well. There's tools and assets that you've given us so that when we are actually coaching, it's we can show our clients what it is that we are actually doing, keeping track of everything so that they feel invested and connected in the process as well, and then just being able to summarize our calls and be able to go right back to our next call to know exactly what we did before. That has really been helpful for me because it's not something that I was doing prior to certification. I just was sort of, writing notes and keeping things in my brain. But you really helped us focus that, okay, let's get that out of our brains. Let's get on to some formal documents and things like that and do it that way. So that's been really, really helpful.
Yeah, because when you have a lot of clients, which you will, it's hard to organize all those in your head. So we need some organizational tools for sure. So what were you thinking when you made the decision, to commit to growing your career coaching business? Like what was that like?
As first, I think for me, especially because I do still work full time, I was worried about number one, am I able, as I mentioned before, am I going to be able to stick to it and go through the certification? And I think also there was a little bit of, and I would say this was more earlier on because I've been coaching for a while, just not in the certification. But I think in the beginning, there's a little bit of identity crisis because I have been in a full-time career in business for so long, but I also had this other part of what I wanted to do and worrying about, oh, will people not take me as seriously in either role because I'm now branching out and doing some other things. And so I
Mhm.
think for me, once I got past that, particularly when clients are, seeing results in both my areas of my life, it wasn't something I was really worried about anymore. But I think that for me was a big hurdle that I had to get over.
Yeah, we see that a lot too. It's kind of like that halfway point where people start to see because they do the practice coaching like you did. You did your practice coaching and you see results, the testimonials, you can help people. And so that does help build your confidence that, oh, okay, this is my thing. I'm good at this. You are good at
Yeah,
this. Definitely.
exactly.
So, what are you excited about for the future of coaching? What's your plans next?
So I am super excited. Number one, just because, as you said, you didn't kick us out. I am now like in your mastermind. So moving forward in the mastermind and putting out some offers that I'm really excited about, really confident, more one-on-one coaching opportunities with me, but also culminating that into a membership that I am really excited and in the process of creating and getting through that. And just really finding that right balance for me between the practice of law, because I'm not leaving that anytime soon, but really also doing the coaching that I love so much and now feel like I am excited about because I feel more confident because I have the tools and resources to keep moving forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, what would be your words of wisdom for someone who's just considering, adding on this career coaching business, has a full-time job just like you did as well too? Like what would be your advice for someone who's thinking of starting this?
I would think my advice is if you feel that urge and that itch to do something that you feel is calling to you, is to definitely find the right resources and tools to do that and then go all in. Because one of the things that I just feel like in life, time is going to continue to go by, whether you are miserable or bored or feel stuck, or whether you're doing something that you really gives you joy and energy in your life. And I think it makes you a better person, better spouse, a better parent when you feel fulfilled. So I really do think that people should, if this has at all been calling to you, that definitely, definitely give it a try, go all in. And, it's flexible enough, particularly your program, that you can make it work with your lifestyle, your career, and your other obligations.
Yes, definitely. And when you learn to coach others, you also learn to coach yourself, I feel like too. And so you really make progress, just like you're supporting your clients, you actually support yourself as well too, and make so many
Mhm.
areas of progress in all areas of your life too. So I
No,
love that. Yes.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. There are days that, in the beginning, especially, but even every day, I've got to coach myself through some
Yes.
different things that I'm like, let me get over this hurdle or let me figure out how to respond this way. And so that's why I love coaching because you're absolutely right. It does help not only the clients that I'm serving, but it really does impact my own life and my own mindset and things like that.
Yes. I love it. Awesome. Well, I could talk about how much we love coaching for days, but we will
Yeah.
we will move on. So where can people find out more about you, Tracy?
So they can find out more about me on my website, coachingwithtracycoates.com, as well as on Instagram and that same Coaching with Tracy Coates. And yeah, I would love for you to check out my website. If any of this sounds like something that you need in your life, like I certainly needed it in mine, please feel free to reach out.
And you can also find Tracy on our directory page as well too at classycareergill.com/directory in case you didn't catch all the links there as well too. You can find her there. And yeah, I highly recommend working with you too. Definitely from someone who knows how to make progress and move forward. And you're also such a great cheerleader too. Like of all the coaching sessions I watch too, it's just like you immediately make people feel more positive and like they can do it and anything is possible too. So I'm excited to watch you, Tracy. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
graduation.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing, Anna. Thank you.
You're so welcome.